I hear so. All the way to the record side of the knock on the Marian group, put the other ear so. When we shoot boy with a dog, who do we not? This up.
Blessed my people, welcome back. You see me? So peeps, today we're gonna talk about a veteran dancehall music selector that goes by the name Foota Hype. You know his real name is O'Neil Thomas, and he is from the Cassava Piece area in Kingston, Jamaica. You see me? You know, Foota Hype can be considered as one of Jamaica's greatest music selectors. Yeah, people, I said that. You see me? Foota Hype is a good selector. There's no going around that, you know what I mean? Foota Hype got his break in the music industry, you know what I mean? After him start to link with artists like Bounty Killer and so on, you know what I mean? Foota Hype became a member of Bounty Killer's Alliance group. But you know, Foota Hype used to do him thing. Foota Hype play on various sound system. And a point to note, Foota Hype is also one of the first selectors who went independent, you know what I mean? Start to do him own thing, go around with him laptop and him own turntable and thing and spin tune. You see what I say? So Foota Hype one of them selector there who became independent of sound systems first. Foota Hype is one of those selectors who you can say created this trend, you know what I mean, where selectors can go to parties with them laptop and them microphone or whatever, you know what I mean, and them just go play some tune, them not have no big sound system up and down with it, see me? So Foota Hype is worthy of being called one of the greatest dancehall selectors in music, you know, regardless of what a lot of persons might think about Foota Hype today, you see what I say? And most of what persons think about Foota Hype, you know, is basically his own and doing the things them what him say and the things that he does and the media cause people to look at him a particular way. You know what I mean, people? So we're going to take a little look at some of the struggles that Foota Hype faced. You know what I mean? Foota Hype, even though was a selector, you know, Foota Hype was really a kind of rough youth. Same way, Foota Hype wasn't really a walkover per se. You see what I say, people? He's a youth who could have always hold him own. And if you listen to the interviews that Foota Hype has done, and if you listen to how Foota Hype been attacked over the years, because Foota Hype is that person, you know what I mean? You can check out the interview them, you see me? Foota Hype always have a whole heap of things to say. Foota Hype was also a good friend of dancehall superstar Mavado. You know, Foota Hype is one who claimed that he is the person who bust Mavado in the music and put Mavado to the forefront. Say him introduced Mavado to Bounty Killer. And a whole heap of things. So I say, people, I don't know if Foota Hype do those things in a bit for tear down Mavado, but you know what I mean, Foota Hype always claim that to say yes, him boss Mavado and so on and so forth. And you could say the reason for Foota Hype being that type of person was because of his mother. You know, Foota Hype in several interviews speak about his mother. So his mother is more like a man, you know what I mean? His mother rough. And as big as him be, his mother not afraid to beat him up same way. So when I say, mother beat all him father, you know what I mean? And anybody come cross, mother beat them too. So when I say, so Foota Hype mother was like them real gangster mother there. So when I say, so Foota Hype never had a choice but to be a rough youth. His mother was basically a real warrior, a real soldier. Basically, you know, Foota Hype and Mavado them basically grow up in the same community. So when I say, so I bridging them from long time, you know what I mean? From youth days, they grew up in the same village and so on and so forth. You know, Foota Hype getting break as a selector, Mavado getting break as a dancehall artist. The people, so you know, Foota Hype, Mavado, them a roll and them roll with other persons from the community. You know, Mavado, because of his talent, keep on getting bigger and bigger, you know what I mean? One big song after the other big song, after the other big song, you know what I mean? Every song is a bigger song. Until Mavado and Vybz Kartel end up in a lyrical feud and so on, and you know, during the lyrical feud, the artists are very hot, more traction are come, more money are coming, you know what I mean? Artists are wear good things, you know what I mean? Artists are help out who they around him, you know what I mean? In whatever way him can help them. You see what I say? But no matter how much good they do, you know, you have to understand there will always be that one person who believe that the good that you do is not good enough. You know what I mean, people? And you know, Foota Hype cannot say for all the years he has been around and been up and down, Mavado has done nothing for him. You know what I mean? That would be like an ungrateful talk because there's no way you would have been there from the beginning and tell me say you don't get nothing at all, you know. But people, what you have to understand, you know, some persons, because you and them are coming from afar, you know what I mean, from poor days, from hungry days, when you reach to a level and you know you generate a certain amount of income now, money I make, it's like your friend believes automatically they're entitled to half of the things where you have. Your real friends will remember you for being you as just in bridging, you know what I mean. Some friends will forget about the poor you know what I mean, the person that was really their friend through thick and thin, and try to befriend the rich you. So a friend that you're rolling with from a very young, somebody who you put your life in them and somebody who you trust. You see me? That same person not interested in the person who you was no more, you know. That person interested in becoming a new friend with the rich you now. You understand? And that will become a problem, because a lot of persons will say that your brethren get rich and him switch. When really and truly, your brethren don't necessarily get rich and switch. It's you switch because at the end of the day, your expectation change in a different way. Your expectation might have changed in a way that you think that whatever this individual is earning, you are entitled to a certain percentage of it at all times. And I'm speaking in general because this happens to many persons. You see what I say? Your good friend them not interested in the old you no more. Them want a friend. The new you will have the money. So once them becomes friend with the new you, them can always make demands. So them want this, so them want that. Come to you with this a problem here. Come to you that the problem there. You know what I mean? Them always want help with something. But the old you never have nothing to give them. You know what I mean? So the loyalty and the struggle used to hold them time because you know your friend don't have it. You know, go beg your friend and you know have up your friend. You and your friend might sit down and talk about how you can get things. And I'm saying this to say, people, if you are a person, a role, you know, bridging from grassroots, and it reach a stage now where your bridging make some money, your bridging can help himself, your bridging do well for himself. Remember, your bridging is not obligated to give you nothing. You hear me say, people, your bridging not obligated to give you nothing. Every man obligated to take care of him, pitney them. You see what I say? And him family, a man not obligated to take care of you. But your friend can give you a strength. And I believe that in this case, I mean, Foota Hype's friend had given him strength, you see what I say? And more than one occasion. But as I say, for some persons, no matter how much you do, it will never be enough. You know what I mean? So you have a person, you give them $1 million, tomorrow they want 2 million and 3 million and 4 million. You understand? Some persons really not going to satisfy with what they might get. So because of that, it causes a level of envy for start coming at the thing. You see what I say? Because remember, your friend have the money, you know, you are got to want to ask him for things now, you know. Remember, I never know you like that, you know. When you and your friend apart, it never did stay so. So when I go to your friend and ask him for things now, you start to make your friend uncomfortable. You see what I say? It's like a money thing, you're on a money mission, which it should not be like that. You're bridging and you're bridging. And if you are around an individual, is a bridging from grassroots, and your bridging reach a certain stage in your life, your bridging have him things, and you believe, say, you are not getting what you deserve to get from your bridging, that does not give you a reason or permission to go out there and try to tear down your friend on every occasion you get. You know what I mean? Every chance you get, you try to beat down your friend, and you have the worst thing to say about your friend. That causes the world in general to look at you in a bad light. Yes, because if I am having an issue with my friend, I will go to my friend and tell my friend the issue that I am having with him. So and so now I go right, you know what I mean, want a strength to deal with this or whatever. If your friend cannot help you, all you need to do is let your friend know that you what happened, your plate full. My sister, there's not much what you can do for me. You what happened, I go branch off. You have a bridging same way, but I go branch off. I'm going to try to find something else to do in order to gather some things for myself. That means you need to walk up and down and not try to tear down your friend, because it make it look like say you're corrupt from morning, like you never real. You see what I say? You want to want a friend, all you need to do. Cheer up, make a man know say, yo, you have to go out, let's go look your one. So normally you just spend certain amount of time with your bridging. You know what I mean? If you have to go out, go look some food. Otherwise for yourself, you know, so the time I got cut. And I just simply so life go. You see what I say? So you don't walk up and down, and every chance you get to say the worst things about your bridging, and you know what I mean, and try to put them down and say what your bridging should have do from what your bridging shouldn't do. You see what I say? You know, in this life, one of the things that you have to learn to do You have to learn to be genuinely proud of people. You have to learn to be genuinely proud of people and happy for them, especially for your friends when them elevate. You know where your friend are come from, and you see your friend rise up and up on a level. You're supposed to feel a certain joy in your heart for your friend, you know what I mean? You're not supposed to see your friend as a money bag or a money target, you know what I mean, if you try to get money from at all times. No, you can't look on your friends so. You see what I say? Once you are a real person, you know what you need to do. A branch off and go do your thing. You see what I say? Your virgin can't pray you if you have a branch off and deal with your one thing. But if you have to sit down with everybody except your virgin and you have to talk the worst things about your virgin to people and try to tear down your friend, that automatically means you're a backstabber. You see me? And once you're a backstabber, then a man can't have you around him. You see me? You have to be man enough to know, say, you have no, me have an issue with you, me I come to you when I have an issue with, and me I go talk to you, and we iron out that, yes sir. You see me? I say, as virgin, and we know, say, you have no, based on all the things said, me say, you can't give me the strength to me, you want, say, you have no, me I go look the strength otherwise, but that's still not change the fact, say, me and you are virgin. You see me? I say, me no need to out this up on the internet, I try to talk the worst things about my friend. You see me? I say, no. That no make no sense. And as I said before, that only make other people look on you one particular way. And next thing to you know, Foota Hype, if you really had that much belief and faith in your friend, say yes, you might get the breakout, you might go bust, why didn't you sign him? Because you see a boss before him and I make money before him. So why you never sign him then? You know what I mean? Since you believe in him career that much. You don't have no proof, say they really believe them. Because remember you see him and say, are you first boss? Are you first this? Are you first that, you know? Remember you say that, you know? So why you never say, alright, come sign us up. Sign a contract here, make we ready from nothing now go on. Why you never do that? You see what I say? Just like how you do with them, the youth and them fully bad. You see what I say? And see, fully bad is like say, nothing really go on for him neither. You see me? It's like him just dissolve himself out of the music scene. Maybe because the type of music I'm put forward, people now really gravitate to the content of his music, you know what I mean? The type of image he might put forward. And you know, one of the reasons for that is because you Foota Hype did gas him up from before against the people who can really help him. That the music can give him a strength and cause him to be corrupt from them time, you know what I mean? So see, you know, and you left him on him own. So may I say, when you believe in somebody and you have more fame than the person, and you have make more money, all you have to do assign the person and invest more in the person if you actually believe. And that may I say, now I say you play a role, but at the end of the day, regardless of the role that you play, if I help a virgin, I help a virgin. And you know the funny thing is, Foota Hype based on them track record is not a person who you'd really expect say would not behave them kind of way. And now, remember, you know, Foota Hype is basically a celebrity in his own right, you know, people. Yeah, man. Foota Hype a big selector. Foota Hype go hold up a big dance, hold up a big show. And Foota Hype know how to intro music. Foota Hype know how to make music shot. Foota Hype a good selector. But you know what I mean? Foota Hype have to understand, say, you can't sit down and let the success of your friend bother you so much. You see what I say? You cannot be envious of your friend. And I'm saying this based on the interviews in which you did and the way how you talk all the time about your friend. You see what I say? So I am giving a general statement from my point of view as it relates to you attempting to tear down your bridging on every platform that you go. Once you get the opportunity, you start to talk the worst things them. It no make no sense and it no cut no dash. So I say, in a life, whatever issue there is, you have to try to work it out as a man. Everything you need for the media in a certain way. So that's my advice to you, Foota Hype, because I know you watch this, you know. That's just my advice to you. You see what I say? You don't need to walk and tear down your bridging, because it make it look like say you're corrupt. You even go on an interview and say if wanting to be successful make you a bad mind, then people can say a bad mind. No, you can't look on life. So I may say, once they run a bridge and you see say nothing not go on for you, then all you have to do a shift. If things not go the way or you expect it to go, that means you need to have a tear down your bridging. You see what I say? You need to go out there and go do the thing off of your own. See him like how you survive off of your own. You see what I say? You couldn't survive off of your own and no one not even know you and your friend have a disagreement. People would just be speculating, but no, you want people to look down on your friend and it don't work, because guess what? People still are look on you as the bitter weed. You get me, I say? Because you bitter, because your demands were not met. And basically, I use them things out of your own mouth, you know. So if nobody has ever told you before, well, I'm saying it now, you need to stop. You see what I say? And as I was saying, people, you know, Foota Hype is also an individual was being the subject of police investigation on more than one occasion. You understand, people? Yeah, man. Foota Hype's alleged involvement with the gun thing, you know what I mean, the badness thing, people, has caused him to become a subject of police investigations on more than one occasions. Matter of fact, in the year 2007, you know, police had stopped Foota Hype's vehicle, you know what I mean, the vehicle that Foota Hype was driving, and when the police, based on information received, you know what I mean, and when the police searched Foota Hype's vehicle, a 9mm pistol was found in that vehicle, you know what I mean, people. So yes, Foota Hype basically get caught with a firearm, you see me? But you know, Foota Hype got a good lawyer. Foota Hype was eventually freed from that firearm charge. You get me as a people? Foota Hype and his lawyer plucked a card. You get me as a people? And that card that their lawyer plucked really worked for them because they were talking about credibility. You know what I mean? Foota Hype was saying that the police officers had planted the firearm in his vehicle. You know what I mean? Them did not find any gun in there, planted. And that is the reason why people, as I say, whenever police are searched, ensure that you stand up and watch what going on in your vehicle. But even though, you know, a man gonna make a defense, you see me? I'm sure that Foota Hype would have stand up there and watch the police ever search him vehicle. But as him say, the police them plant gun upon him. And the main reason why Foota Hype got off that case, you know, was because his lawyer, you know, Foota Hype was able to retain a lawyer, you know what I mean, a very skillful lawyer. So what that lawyer did was to put forward the argument that the firearm was planted and the police officers in that matter were not credible witnesses, and that was so because of the fact that the police officers were before the court on murder charges. And I mean, the same police officers who had recovered the firearm was before the courts on murder charges, and such. Foota Hype ended up breaking free from that case because the judge had accepted the arguments that his lawyer put forward. And I mean, people, so caught red-handed, but Foota Hype still bust off of the case there. There was also another incident where Foota Hype was charged for assault at command line, I mean, an illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, and so on, people. And it was a case where a man was walking along Constant Spring Road and a car pull up on the man, you know what I mean? And this was in the year, I think, 2009, you know what I mean? A car pull up on the man, and when the car pull up on the man, you know, the driver of the car step out with a firearm pointing at the man and telling the man not to move. And you know, Foota Hype was on the passenger seat, and Foota Hype jump out, and whilst the other person held the man at gunpoint, you know, Foota Hype came out of the vehicle and searched the man. You see what I say, people? The man, Foota Hype, searched the man and say him clean, and Foota Hype and the other man go back into the vehicle. You see what I say, people? So you see it? Foota Hype, they had to do some police work one night time. You see me? Foota Hype go out there and them search the man and jump back into them vehicle and them gone. The man go to the police station and the man make a report. You know what I mean? You know, Foota Hype was subsequently arrested and charged. But when it came to the court again, you know, Foota Hype is one who always figure a way how to get around the system. You know what I mean? So Foota Hype is saying that the other person in the vehicle was actually a policeman, you know what I mean, who he was rolling with. And Foota Hype is saying that he did not search the individual. It was the policeman who had searched the individual. You get the massive people. You know, that police eventually came on an investigation for being involved in wrongdoings and so on and so forth. You get me as a people, but if you notice, Foota Hype wingling way out of 2 firearm charge. You know, people, Foota Hype is an artist with a lot of controversy surrounding him and his time in the music industry. And I mean, anyways, Foota Hype was signed to Dancehall Records one at the time. You know, his baby mother, Aisha, a dancehall artist also, was signed to Dancehall Records. And you know, Foota Hype eventually ended up losing his baby mother to the bosses of Dancehall Records. You get what I say? And there was a feud. So from them time, the Foota, Scatter and Joe, them not really see eye to eye again, you know what I mean? And Aisha are still their own Dancehall, you know what I mean? Still a roll it, Scatter them and so on and so forth. And I keep our thing going, you see what I say? Persons are saying that because of this and all of what has been happening, you know what I mean? Foota Hype eventually lose in mind. One at the time, you know, Foota Hype had a stroke, you know what I mean? And a stroke is always considered to to be serious. You know, Foota Hype recover basically from him stroke and so on and so forth. You see me I say Foota Hype there in America, you know what I mean? Foota Hype was even detained one of the time in America when he came off a ship, you know what I mean? Because his travel documents were not up to date, you know, his travel documents had expired and Foota Hype remained in immigration custody overseas, and you know, he put forward a plea to seek asylum. So Foota Hype basically seek asylum in America, you know what I mean? We don't know what was his reason for seeking the asylum, but Foota Hype basically seek asylum because Foota Hype was married, and the lady that he was married to, you know what I mean, the marriage never worked out. The marriage ended up dissolving before Foota Hype could have even get him green card. This is what I say people, but Foota Hype figured it out that now he's still in America and he is in America legally and he might do him things. So I say people, but you know, I had to make mention of Foota Hype and how good of a selector he is, as also I had to mention the bad things too, you know what I mean? The bad ways that he has, because you know, that is what most persons know him for. Know him as the person who attack a lot of persons on the internet and try to tear them down, you know what I mean? Or him try to expose whatever him can expose about them. But as I said before, you know what I mean, as a man, you have to look into yourself, and as a man you have to wise up and learn this. You can't depend on the next man to take care of you financially or to take you out of poverty. You have to figure out how to come out of poverty by yourself. And I say, I'm not there so to bring down no man, but when something don't look good to me, it just don't look good. And over here so, when we attack, we attack it how we see it. You get me, as a people, we not sugarcoat nothing at all. But anyway people, that is just my bit for now as it relates to Foota Hype. You know what I mean? Foota Hype has so much history, you can sit down and go on and on and on and on. You see me? Anyways, you can like, subscribe, and you can share. Peace.
Foota, boy, what is my ear now? Me get to understand, say boy, you and the gangster not link no more. You and Mavado, the link.
No, the linkage finish, you know.
The linkage. What do you mean by finish? Define what you mean by finish. Because last me check, you know, I mean, you and Mavado is basically like really good friends. I mean, as far as we know from Mavado, as I come through the struggles, it has always been you and Mavado.
Yeah,
So-
it's like, it's more than friend, you know, it's like a brother, you know.
Yeah, so then talk to me now. So how the ties get severed now?
Yeah,
How you move
because-
from being a friend to severed ties?
Because things change, times change, moment change, momentum change, lifestyle change, bank account change. Yeah, so he's a new person, man.
So what you said, the gangster switch on you?
Basically, him just a move on, I don't know. He's a new person. I don't know if I switch or if he enter element where I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But it's a total different person I deal with.
So then, so
You understand?
Yeah, but alright, so in switch. So what is it now? Is it that you don't know who him is anymore and you just decide that you
I
just
don't know
want
who him is.
to disassociate yourself from him?
If I don't know you, he's a stranger to me and I can't trust a stranger.
But what triggered that though? Like, I mean, it must have been like a chain of events that triggered all of
Well,
this.
basically, him now move like a man respect when me do for him.
Yeah,
You understand? Him a move like in full and grateful ways.
yeah,
You understand? I mean, I like that.
okay.
Yeah, so me and him a disagree upon a whole heap of things because
Okay.
him behavior.
Yeah.
Me feel like the way him a move like him ungrateful and him get too much of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So you're saying become conceited and start to
yeah, man,
believe
in
in the,
ego are running me
yeah,
right
believe
now.
in the hype.
Yeah, like
But isn't that something that happens with almost all entertainers generally?
it happened to most. It never happened to me.
Right?
Cause when me I run the place, and me are the #1 selector, me fight and try make him the #1 artist. If I was to move like how him a move now,
Yeah.
when me was the man,
Yeah.
and me I run the place the way me used to run it,
Yeah.
maybe me that still boss, but you would have boss all now.
Yeah.
Probably you'd have 10, 15 year up the line if me never gas pedal your career.
Yeah.
You understand?
So you think that for the thrust that you have given him, he's not being angry? Does it, I mean, let me just throw this out there explicitly. I mean, is money a factor in that whole equation?
money is definitely a factor because money make people feel extra powerful. And money make people feel like them better than other people.
But is it that case that he's not paying you for like services?
No,
rendered or
I'm not
something like
asking for pay like that.
Okay.
It's a whole chain of thing, like it have to do with money, it have to do with how you deal with people,
Yeah.
it have to deal with one and help the other, you not do that.
Okay.
It have to deal with a whole heap of thing. It have to deal with like a man believe like say Uncle what him a got through
Yeah.
is a problem, but anything else none of your other colleagues or your right hand member them a got through, you could have care less.
But question though, because recently I had an interview with Flex and he said that you were part of the Gully Squad. Are you still a member of the Gully Squad?
I am the Gully.
You are the Gully?
And me
But,
make the Gully
but
what it is.
Flex said that the Gully Squad was spearheaded by Mavado.
Mavado is the flag person
Yeah.
for the Gully Squad because him are the big artist right now, him
Yeah.
are the man. So
But then-
naturally in any company where have to do with entertainment, the major artists are gonna carry the company. But I mean put the Gully pan them pan
Who
the map.
invented the Gully Squad?
Basically it's a group of artists where they run the thing.
Yeah, but who
First,
invented
the name Gully
Yeah.
Squad and me
Who
say Gully
coined
Squad.
it? That's what I'm. That's
And
the
me say.
question. Okay.
Which any situation them are artists, me can only help so much by playing them music and telling people about Gully Squad, but Mavado that be the real person if you do combination with them, call them up and show whatever, because I saw you make artists into stars. You
But the
understand?
question is now, then now that you and Mavado are pretty much, I don't know if I want to say at odds, but have parted ways. Was the part amicable? The parting between you guys, was it amicable? Like, there's no animosity between you?
No, like it never get physical,
So-
never get to nothing about me and hear rumors in the streets.
So if you see him now, would you hail him?
No.
Would he hail you?
No, I'm not gonna heal me because him violate and me not deal with him.
Okay.
And him feel like him bigger than for say me violate.
Yeah.
It's all about that thing where a man have an egotistic thing, so him feel like say me can't say me wrong, me can't wrong.
Okay.
You understand? I mean I play that.
But-
'Cause if me wrong, me accept say me wrong. You understand what I
Yeah.
say? So your money or your fame not supposed to make you feel like say you can't hear say you wrong. Or you wrong and me for come to you like I'm me wrong.
Okay.
Over the years, me and my friend we go quarrel, everything. You know friendship.
Yeah, man.
Up and down.
Yeah.
But it never reached to that point yet where man feel like you can't tell him nothing. So when we see reach a stage, me I deal with somebody new now. You understand what I say? Me I deal with somebody totally who me don't know.
Okay. But the thing is that, because you said that you're still a member of the Gully Squad. But I'm saying, if the Gully Squad is spearheaded by Mavado, and clearly that, I mean, they're
But
going
Mavado-
as a unit, then
Mavado alone can determine whether me in an alliance or Gully Squad.
are you still a member of the Alliance?
Me always be a member, me must decide to come out of alliance.
Okay. But
Because-
isn't the Alliance, are you and Bounty Killer like still friends? Good friends?
Well, me a Bounty Killer and my artist all the time. That never ever
No,
change.
that I didn't ask
But
if him is your artist. I asked
Right
if
now-
you guys are still friends.
right now, me and Bounty not talk for 2 years.
You and Bounty not talk for 2 years?
Yeah.
Why?
And nobody don't know.
Why?
that. Because of some little personal thing and me just now work with the ego thing.
Okay.
You understand? But at the same time, Killer thing is not as serious as me and Mavado right
Okay.
now. Because Bounty Killer him set the pace.
Okay.
Bounty Killer play an integral role in my career. Now, Mavado not help me for boss now, nothing. And me help Bounty Killer. Me and Bounty Killer talk for like 2 years. And if me never say this when I interview people, they never know.
Yeah, because we weren't aware. Were you at his recent birthday
No,
celebrations?
I was in Canada. I was
You was
doing
in
a weekend tour in Canada.
But what if you weren't in Canada? Would
Of
you have
course.
been at the celebrations?
Of course.
Okay, just want to make sure.
As
that-
Bounty Killer is my artist.
yeah. But
Bounty Killer helped me to reach where me there today.
question though, considering that you and Mavado are no longer friends, right? As a selector, do you still go out and play his music?
100% are still my artist. What him do personally, not have nothing to do with the music. Cause right now, to how me see my move, him sang them realer than him.
Yeah.
So me and him sang them, I can still be close friend. Cause me can relate to a whole heap of him sang them. You understand what I say?
Yeah.
So that part of the thing they will never change. And I will never be a Gaza member. I will never with Gaza.
But
You
question
understand?
though, but would you play Vybz Kartel songs?
I still do play Vybz Kartel songs every
Why you
day.
play it even though you
Because the
say-
people them love it.
Okay.
And if you do a good song, I am going to play. As long as it not
So it's
denounce
about
God.
music?
Yeah, as long as it not denounce God, like I tell 1876 Entertainment all the time. If it not denounce God, and if it not disrespect somebody, hey, sit down. If it not disrespect somebody mother, or derogative certain way, I will play it. If it's a song where I disrespect Mavado to a level where me feel like it out of line, I will not play it same way.
But what if Mavado has a song that is disrespecting Vybz Kartel?
Remember, say Mavado I'm a team. Mavado I'm an artist at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I'm asking because you're saying that if Kartel is disrespecting Mavado, you wouldn't play that.
Yeah,
but what
but
if Mavado is disrespecting Kartel?
If it's an answer to Kartel song, I will play it. And I will play the Kartel and then use the Mavado song for kill it.
Okay.
That's how I am an alliance member. That's
Okay.
how the thing works.
Okay. So
My artist.
in essence, you are slightly biased because you are an
I'm not
affiliate.
slightly. Them know my thing.
Yeah, you are.
Me alliance.
You are biased
So me
because of
my
your
alliance.
affiliation.
Me, you have a team. If you're a Universal Records artist and you're on a show and one artist is not as strong as the other one, you are going to help him.
Yeah.
It's not basically being biased, it's being your brother's keeper and helping your brother.
Okay.
Right? So my job as the selector is to make sure that the songs that the Alliance have that are capable of being number ones get there.
But what exactly you have against Kartel though?
I don't have nothing against Kartel than him and Grateful just the same. And then secondly, the thing we really have against him is when him a style Mavado and him style the Almighty within it. I mean, I like that.
Yeah, but doesn't one also reserve the right to say what they choose in terms of you don't necessarily have to be a
Yeah, but I know everything you say, right?
yeah, but doesn't everyone has the right to
Say what they feel like.
and also not just that, but also I mean it doesn't mean that if you are not a Christian you are not
It has nothing to do.
blasphemous
It
or
has
you are-
nothing to do with Christianity. It has to do with a limit that your words go. Cause words sound and power. Word take on and take on to flesh. You understand? So you have to be careful what you say. And when you size people, you just cannot size the Almighty because He's not a flesh and bone like us. He's superior than us.
Yeah, but at the same time, all of that is based on the premise that we are heavily a Christian-based society.
It has nothing to do with Christian because whether you're a Christian or Anglican or Rastaman, whatever denomination you are, you know that there's a superior being and there's an Almighty God and you don't play with Him.
Right. So you are saying that you don't like Kartel because of some of his preachings, the things that he say in his music.
Yes.
All right. No,
But Kartel has good songs. Kartel is a talented artist. Cannot take that from him. You understand?
any possibility of you guys being friends any day?
Vybz Kartel?
Yeah.
No. Cannot be trusted.
Any possibility of you and Mavado making amends?
Well,
Mavado and Bounty Killer making amends?
definitely, Bounty Killer, I'm a general at all times. It's just that me is the type of person where me real, I'm a loyal, and me expect the same thing from
You expect
whosoever.
it to be reciprocated
Yes.
to you.
So, if them choose free refrain from this egotistical behavior and make the thing work how it's supposed to work, me not have a problem. You understand what I say? But as long as I'm not gonna feel like say me not for wear a red shirt, but if him wear a red shirt, it's okay. That cannot work.
Okay. Any
Words
final
to the
words?
people is that don't make no form of hype or money or situation or ego get the best of you. You have to maintain your post and your status.